All meeting to order. Pledge allegiance, please. Flag and flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We'll do the roll call, please.
President Dom,
Here.
Vice President Everard.
Here.
Secretary Fritz.
Here.
Trustee Thomas,
Here.
Trustee Zimmerman,
Present.
and Trustee Wazorek.
Here. Okay. 3.2. We have I need to have someone consider a motion to adopt the resolution 24-36. Resolution acknowledging the resignation of trustee Dayton Jr. Effective June 1st, 2024, and declaring the position vacant. So.
Second.
A second.
Trustee Thomas,
Yes.
Trustee Zimmerman,
Yes.
Trustee Wazorek,
Yes.
Secretary Fritz,
Yes.
Vice President Everard,
Yes.
and President Dom.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Okay, motion carries. And 3.3, we're going to appoint trustee Zimmerman as treasurer pro tem, effective immediately, and he accepted the position. We need to do anything. Any
Motion section, yes.
Okay, we need that in the form of a motion to.
I'll make that motion.
One second. Okay, so moved and seconded.
Trustee Wazorek,
Yes.
Trustee Zimmerman,
Yes.
Trustee Thomas,
Of course.
Vice President Everard,
Yes.
Secretary Fritz,
Yes.
President Dom.
Yes. Motion
Thank
carries.
you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
Appreciate it. It's.
Yeah, you get
It's
to-
pro tap, he's not. He assured me he'd do it as long as it's.
Oh, got 30 days to think about it. It could be another opportunity coming up.
He seems like a natural to me.
Right, I think it's a transitional.
Lifetime appointment, right?
Yeah.
For 5 years.
Yeah. All right, we'll go to public comments. Anybody out there? With hands up?
I'm not seeing any raised hands.
Okay, thank you. Move along. 5.0, roll. New business. Okay, well, you have presentations down.
We have none, but
Okay. So we'll go to new business, review regular meeting agenda items. 6.1. So that would be for our upcoming meeting for the consent agenda, correct?
correct.
All right. Any questions on it? We have, I think there's 13.
There's 16 items.
16 items on the consent agenda. Do we want to walk through them or are we okay?
I don't have any question.
Want me to highlight anything or?
We go through, the bid award, for painting. This guy's worked hard on that. Everybody good with what the results were? Okay. Just gonna scroll down here. The roof, we got that, and, authorized demolition for the hollows. Yeah, everything, as long as everybody's happy with that.
So I got just one question.
Sure.
So there's asbestos at the barn?
The white barn out there, yes.
The White Barn in Lost Valley.
Yeah.
There's a black oak, so yeah.
Where's it? Like on the siding or what?
It's on the siding, isn't it?
It's, yeah, I think it's called transite siding, it's that
Yeah,
white siding,
the white side, that's.
Yeah. and it's deteriorating, and falling off and flaking off. And now starting to become airborne, which is when it becomes dangerous.
So we're gonna remove, go ahead and,
I was gonna say, we have a report if you're interested in.
No, I saw that earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we need to abate that, we need to take care of it before it comes down anyhow.
so do we have a plan that comes down and cleaned up, and then are we gonna do anything on the siding, or how you?
Our intent is to not do any more other than take care of the environmental issue at this point.
Okay. I didn't know if we should put siding on it or something.
It has had past, and I'm sure, and I could speak to this, bats that've been in there, and that's been one of those areas of where
Oh,
they've been, right? And that unfortunately has been declining as well as a species.
Yeah.
So what's the future of this building?
Well, for now, we've decided to leave it up as long as we do have a bat colony.
Okay,
It's been affected pretty badly by White Nose syndrome. We also have a lot of nesting swallows in the bottom, several thousand. So right now, it's actually serving as habitat, but as John and Amy mentioned, the transite has become an issue.
okay, so. Fine, any questions or anything, we'll move along with everything.
The only other few things, if I could just, so that everybody's just aware of the Fallen Outdoors, that is an agreement for expansion, the special hunt, that we discussed last year, but all the paperwork came in, so that's moving that forward. The new restoration ecologist position, we've discussed that in the past, and this is funded by US Fish and Wildlife Service.
Right.
So that they will be an employee of the district working collaboratively, but on habitat. And then you do have with the purchase of the 1-ton dump truck, we're rescinding it, the reason being is the costs on the other two are greater than, so we'll rebudget that for next year, so this is just paperwork cleanup. And then the budget timeline establishes our budget process as we go through the year, so we'll bring in those dates and set to go.
And then we have the second reading of the amendment to the farm.
Farm management, correct.
All right, well, I guess we'll consent, everybody's consenting to that agenda, so let's leave it blank. All right. Move on to the executive director's report.
Okay, I have several items here that I just want to touch base on and then detail out here. So in the last several meetings and throughout the year, the district has had requests that have come forward for different types of use or expansion. So we had our snowmobile access that we did grant access to work down in the Queen Anne area. And then we had concerns expressed once we had granted finally a resolution that they couldn't get the neighbor to allow that to occur. So with that group, we've channeled as we meet with them annually, our operations team and meet with the clubs annually to set what their thoughts and plans are, what worked this past year, what didn't work. And during that meeting, they gave a list of opportunities that they would like to see the district invest in. And so staff has reviewed it. It's gone through our operations team on a cursory review and our land preservation and natural resources team. And on that process, and I've got the detailed report we haven't brought forward, we can do so at a future meeting, but in essence, and these are all gonna come together to explain kind of all the different requests and what our proposed process is. So on the Queen Anne site, it is our understanding, again, not directly attributing it to the club, but there can be, an individual or a group that steps outside the bounds, and we did get a report that they did move to the Eagle's Nest over in the Queen Anne is what was reported. So the nesting was still happening, but that did occur this past year. The other requests, looking at it at a high level, it's going to take more review, and several of them are in an environmental would be a conflict right away. So if we looked at a quick rapid assessment, there's reasons why there are different connections that they were proposing may not work best, but we would need more time to really look at that thoroughly. So
This
that's,
is the snowmobile.
this is the snowmobile clubs, and this is not just the one club that was working with us in Queen Anne, but this is representative of all the clubs. Correct, John? That you guys.
Yes, the Topeka County has 3 clubs,
Three or four.
perhaps 4. Is there 4? And we had representation from the association, which is a lot of clubs, and then I think Marengo was the only other one there. Huntley did not. Huntley, snow goers or penguins or something like that did not come to the meeting.
They might have a chance to review that. The farmer that rescinded his trail has since passed away. So possibly the rest of the family will allow it. I don't know. up to the shoulder. Okay.
Sure.
Go after.
Sure. So we'll go into more of a detail and share the report that staff did, that was at the staffing level, and like I said, I'm gonna connect all these, kind of what we're thinking with this long range comp plan. Same thing we had, last month, the, McHenry County Horse Club came requesting, sharing some of the concerns at Rush Creek due to hydrology and the site being closed, and the easy button is to help promote Brookdale as an opportunity area, so that's an easy, can be done, not a problem. Looking for expansion of the trails or a fire break, that does require a little bit more review. So again, don't have a response, but just to kind of share where this is all coming together. And then we did receive through President Dom, you received from RC Airplanes looking to see if the district could do RC, some type of flying on district property. And I did, just for informational purposes, pull out and add it to our packet of what is the board adopted, the recreational use activities that are supported on conservation district land. And on that one, just to familiarize, and this is board driven policy, but the board has deemed that prohibited activities includes things such as airport circuses, fireworks, hang gliding, indoor, outdoor, hard surface game areas, model aircraft, boat, drone, and rockets. So that's right now in conflict with our policy. Motorized cycles, boats, all-terrain vehicles, parachute jump sites, paintball courses, shooting ranges, sports fields, courts, and golf courses, and metal detection, magnet fishing. Those are things that we don't allow. We offer a lot, but that's just right out of the gates. So they had asked to meet with us. I'm happy to meet with them and convey, but again, this is board adopted policy. Board has the privilege to change our policy, but this is after many years, and these have been in place for quite some time. So with that being said, one of the things with all the requests, and we're trying to be responsive because we do have lots of requests within our strategic plan, we identified doing a 10-year comprehensive plan. And that comprehensive plan would take in consideration countywide, just like the county has done their visioning plan for 2050. It would allow us, we have not done one because of resources, but once we have this proposition initiative that's going forward, we could then begin to work on what are the needs, what are areas within the county on conservation district lands beyond our regular maintenance, but are there any adjustments or changes that we need to make with that plan? And that would allow voices and all perspectives to be heard through different focus groups and stakeholder meetings. So we're not just moving from one activity to the other, because the reality is staff has limited capacity and timing with other projects that are already queued up. So that would help us get organized. And that is best management practices that public agencies should have a master plan. That's a 10-year plan. And then the board can look at that and then map things out. So what we hope to do next month, and John had tasked him to be our point person to scope to you what that timeline would look like. Be ready to move for an RFP to go out for proposals. So a third party to facilitate this process for us, allow us to budget for it in fiscal year 2026, and then begin that process probably as early, be ready to go around January after the first of the year and start that planning process. So that's kind of the high level, and that would help with all these requests, kind of feed them into that versus taking each individual one as they come.
Any questions, Diana?
So that was where that was. Again, we had Congressman Foster out, so thank you, President Dom and Trustee Vice President Everard with us on Tuesday, and staff that were present. We had our foundation board members there as well, and that visit was very well received. So we appreciate that. We will be working on other visits with our congressional representation. The next one is that's on the calendar is with Congressman Schneider for a Bike with Brad event at the end of July on the 27th, and then working with Congressman Michikowski's office, and we'll get a site visit out for there. Pollinator Week is going on, so a lot of great programs and activities. Our Hooked with Fishing event was on Father's Day weekend. We had 2 days of activities, and that went very well with enrollment just about where they have been in the past, 145 people at the Hollows and 81 individuals at Rush Creek. And I did want to give a shout out to our planning and development team. You're here. We've done the asbestos abatement here, so that was led by the team, Sarah Rummel and Amy and team did a great job. And also as you walked in today, you see a beautiful new entrance area. Jen Oliver was leading that, so that's great to see. Again, we can showcase what we do, the demonstration garden, and they did that, as you recall, last year at the Lost Valley Visitor Center. And then lastly, Friends of Hackensack had their summer gathering last week. And we'll do more touting of this on Tuesday night, but it was a wonderful gathering. We had representatives from Minnesota that came down, their assistant director, Chuck Traxler, and Kathy Nick, who recently retired. But the biggest of the takeaway, beyond seeing the awe-inspiring, if you haven't seen Tamarack and its impact when you're there and how it connects Glacial Park all the way to the North Branch, with its amazing. But the biggest highlight was our Director of Land Preservation and Natural Resources receiving the Silver Eagle. And I know that doesn't like a lot of recognition, but I think it's so. And that is all I have.
Okay. Very much well deserved. Go to public comments number 2. 9.0. Doubt if anybody else is out there. Anybody out there?
I'm not seeing any raised hands in the audience.
Hey, thank you. All right, well, guys, this is a pretty quick meeting. We'll go into executive session. So, anybody else? We'll go. Also, one thing I wanted to, did you share that with Val as far as that property that we talked about?
I will.
Okay, thank you.
Do you want to also acknowledge we have 2 new trustees?
Oh,
here in the
yes.
room, and they're gonna be official in next
Yes.
month, but they're here.
And they've already been on their official ride and meet and everything, so Bonnie and Mike both are, they are new board members.
Did you take them to see the bison?
Get back into the bite.
Were you able to ride out there and go see them?
I know where they're
I buy them off.
at. We
You're gonna really-
we're out there,
Hey,
absolutely.
you really gotta look.
Maybe Chris could take me out there on the down trail and.
I was thinking, I have to work with Mr. Peters over there, we'll have to get a little cart maybe and.
It'd be nice to take the family over and see the bison.
Yeah, we would be happy to have you on a tour over there.
Actually, we're gonna convert the harvester silos for, you know, look,
Not to-
Viewing.
observation.
John, I've not seen them either.
Right?
You're right.
I
I've been
know,
out there
I
too.
know.
I've not seen them. I think it's just a big.
They say there are plenty of them out there.
There's a baby out there too, you haven't seen the baby?
You've seen one, you've seen them.
Bison, buffalo, what?
Anyways, welcome, they'll be put on board starting in July,
Thank you.
so, thank you. All right, so we will go into executive session, so I'll need a motion to go into that,
Make a motion to adjourn from this meeting?
we're not adjourning, we're just a motion to go into the executive session.
Oh. I'll make that motion to go into executive session pursuant to 2C21, review closed session minutes, and 2C5, purchase lease of real estate of the Open Meetings Act.
Then we'll reconvene.
Okay, sorry.
So it's been moved, we need a second?
A second.
Okay, so moving seconded, we need a roll call, please.
Secretary Fritz,
Yes.
Vice President Everard,
Yes.
Trustee Thomas,
Yes.
Trustee Zimmerman,
Yes.
Trustee Wazor,
Yes.
President Dom.
Yes. Okay, go into that.
We have no action after executive session. Would you like the new trustees to be present or not during executive session?
I guess I would like them to if it's possible.
They can be here, absolutely. I'm
Okay.
okay with that.
Yeah, I think they need to know what's
Okay.
going on, so that'd be great. And the rest of you guys owe me that you got out early, so you get to go home. Please,
President Dom,
yes.
Vice President Everard.
Yes.
Secretary Fritz,
Yes.
Trustee Thomas,
Here.
Trustee Zimmerman,
Present.
trustee Wazor,
Here.
now go for it.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
A second? Okay, it's been moved and seconded.
Trustee Zimmerman,
Yes.
Vice President Everard,
Yes.
trustee Thomas,
Yes.
trustee Wazor,
Yes.
secretary Prince.
Yeah.
President Dom.
Yes.
Five,
Adjourn.
one.